to creep out, tries to come out. It's coming. Feels a little bit warmer. I'm feeling good. Derek Bradford's feeling good. He had an amazing day yesterday. Derek just breaking records out here. The rookie yesterday, he broke a record that had stood since the very first week of the first season of the league in 2024. That record was most kills in a match without an error. It was held by Chase Budinger, who had 17 kills in the first week of the first year with no errors. Yesterday, Derek Bradford, 22 kills and no errors for the kid out of Northridge, California. He'll look to keep that going, yeah. Yes, sir. As Bradford and Evan Cory take on Hagen Smith and Logan Weber in 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes from now. Yes.
Welcome to Long Beach, one of the beautiful cities in Southern California, second largest in the area, home to the Astronaut Islands oil production as well as digital production. A city headed into week 5 here with Los Angeles at AVP Beach. LA taking on Brooklyn on the men's side. This promises to be an explosive affair. The two most dynamic attackers in the AVP League are about to take the sand. Kevin Barnett alongside Rich Lamborn. We have Cameron Irwin with us as we look at our standings on the men's side. San Diego hasn't seen much action. They will starting next week. The defending champs, Trevor Crabb and Phil Dalhauser at 5-1. They have set the pace. Benish and Crabb are going to try and keep pace later today here in Long Beach as they finish up 3 of 4 weekends for them. Surprise team of the year, perhaps, Slotman and Partain came in yesterday at 3-1. A knockdown drag out with Bradford and Cory. And we are packed in here.
Who's going first, Chris? Who are we talking to first?
Packed in here in Long Beach, fans all excited for this one. If yesterday is any indication, Rich, of what we're in for, this is the match of the weekend.
Well, yeah, Derek Bradford for the Brooklyn Blaze had a record-setting offensive performance yesterday, 22 of 27, 0 errors. So he's going to look to keep that streak going. It was kind of a must-win for his squad. As you saw the standings there, they were in kind of dire straits had they lost that match yesterday, but they came out with a hard-fought victory.
On the LA side, #1 serving team in the league has had a little bit of trouble the last couple of matches with their service game. Can they get it on track here? An explosive and entertaining brand of volleyball brought by these two men who were in the championship match a year ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hagen Smith, kind of the consummate showman. This league format was built for his game. Tons of great serving, lots of flashy defensive plays, and his partner alongside him, that man there, Logan Weber, just continues to improve and improve at the net.
Yeah, they're fighting a little bit of a cold snap here. They've lost 6 of 7 sets. They've lost 2 matches in 0-2 fashion, the other one in 3. And they're hoping to get back on track. Here they hit 0-33 yesterday. Weber's been a bright spot in terms of blocks recently. Only had 1 yesterday. So will he and his partner Hagen Smith move to the right side of where they want to be here on home sand for LA?
Yeah, maybe the smelling salts get them over the edge.
That would wake me up. On the other side, you're looking at the rookie side of Bradford and Cory. Big win yesterday, just their second on the season. They've won both in 3, but they've had their chances to close those out in 2.
Yeah, they've had chances. You know, I mean, that's kind of the growing pains of being a rookie team at times. But again, we mentioned that performance yesterday from the man on the right side of your screen there, Derek Bradford. He's 22 years of age, equaling that in kills.
Yeah, a historic performance, 22 kills on 27 attempts, no errors, worth 815, and the admiration of his friends who got a lot of camera time yesterday. Younger brother playing at UCLA, top recruit in the nation. Derek's path is through the sand, and right now it's alongside Evan Cory, who's come out of Louisiana via Lincoln Memorial, graduate back in 2020, honors in high school academically, honors in college academically, and here he's trying to solve the puzzle that is becoming a full-time defender at a high level. Evan can definitely bring the offense when it comes to transition.
Yeah, when he's dialed in defensively, I mean, they are a very, very formidable team, but it's a little bit of a consistency issue with them, I think. They certainly have the physical tools.
I think you mentioned it yesterday. He looks impatient at times with some of the digs or plays.
Well, yeah, you know, there's a lot of different moving pieces on the beach, right? You've got to be in motion oftentimes. Contrary to indoor volleyball, if you follow that at all, you want to be stopped when the ball's hit, and you know, you hear those kind of coaching insights, but you've got to be balanced. And sometimes it's just, we're trying to make too much happen in too short a space of time.
Instead of making a simple contact, perhaps an easy play.
An easy play, yeah, kind of accept the motion and really control the contact. Sometimes we try and bite off a little more than we can chew. We lose that patience on defense.
Launch yesterday going down to Miami, Crab and Benish, 15-11, 15-9. Derek with the pass and the high swing on the other side for the Blaze. It was a victory in 3, 15-11, lost 14-16, and then 18-16, the win in the third set over Dallas.
And do we just keep counting from yesterday? That's 23 of 28 now, 0 errors for Bradford.
Yeah, I think you keep the streak going. Set an all-time weekly record. Weber on Bradford, a couple of big men at the net. The offense better than the defense there.
So going back to that patience concept, Kevin, you know, I think it also applies a little bit to the blocking of Derek Bradford for the Blaze. You know, as a big man, you're tempted to get up big, get up early, and try and take away space, but it's a little bit counterintuitive on the beach at times. You want to delay, you want to kind of let the play develop, let the offensive player commit a little bit before you make your move, and he's got to do that a little bit. Wow.
I feel like that whistle was blown before the play was made.
I started right here. That's fucking terrible, man. Fucking terrible. They don't want to watch you blow your fucking whistle. Give me a fucking card.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, you earned it.
Yellow card.
Matt LeBeau says, you want it, you got it.
Yeah, I don't, you know, to be fair, I don't think that's all that egregious of a call. Falling away, you know, there's going to be a little bit of a catch. You can see him kind of take that in and change directions with it. You thought perhaps Matt was ready to blow that whistle a little early.
I felt it coming just based on what you're talking about, the hand, the body position. That whistle was
another yellow card there,
Yeah.
It was in the chamber.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I still think it was probably the correct call. It's a little aggressive to give an experienced ref like Matt they didn't come here to watch you blow the whistle call that early.
Maybe Brooklyn's feeling it on the heels of yesterday's crowd reaction. There's another way to make some noise in the arena.
They did come here to see that, however, out of Derek Bradford.
I think that's what Evan just told him, actually. He had more words from Matt LeBeau. That's what they want to see. And Derek said something that made Matt smile, so see if they can get along a little better. Big right hand from Bradford.
Almost sarcastically, Matt had to blow his whistle to indicate that was a point.
That one short off the cable. Another high-stakes battle. That's being done at the top of the antenna between these two men.
Logan Weber played his college ball.
Yeah, Logan going up against Derek Bradford in this jumpy sand. A little bit shallow here in Long Beach. So the big men and everybody else, for that matter, getting up huge.
Derek at 6'9", Logan Weber listed at 6'7". I feel like 6'7" is conservative for Logan.
Oh, there's zero chance that he's 6'7".
Yeah.
He's 6'8" plus.
I agree with that. 4-4 between these two franchises here. LA, if they have any hope at all of getting to Chicago, being one of the top 6 teams, they have to have this match. Brooklyn, a little more room to breathe, but both these teams are trying to make a case that they should be in the playoff. How about that run from Derek Bradford? Get back to the net. He's there, hatless.
That was awesome.
And Weber also losing some equipment throughout. He kills it.
When you see a little bit of extra fire there on the put away from Logan Weber, he's not, you know, a talk through the net, trash talk kind of a guy typically, but perhaps some of the early conversation out of Evan Cory has stoked the fire a little bit.
Just wait till the fan crew gets here for the Blaze, then he'll really have something to talk about. Paul Lottman going back and forth with that group yesterday.
Boy, and your son right in the center of it.
Yeah, he's an instigator.
One questions how he was raised.
Long set, no call there. You can speak to his mom. Even volleyball here in the first set. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn. Cameron Irwin will be doing some reporting at some point during this match. We'll check in with her when we find her. Good touch by Bradford. He'll turn here, and he does find the edge of Logan Weber for the point.
That is a tremendous swing on the turnaround. Very little space available between the block of Logan Weber and the antenna on the right side of the court there. Derek wiggled it through.
High ball to Weber. Left hand spread block there. Calm chance for Bradford. Logan Weber out of Michigan. Played his collegiate ball at a university that no longer exists. For Hagen Smith, odds are UCLA will hang around a few years, his alma mater.
Several generations of the Smiths making their way through the Bruin.
Ooh, that might draw the ire of the launch as it almost fell through the thumbs of Derek Bradford.
Well, yeah, if you're the Brooklyn Blaze, you need to put the early malcontent to rest, because that was one that was allowed to go, and that was horrendous.
Do you think they earned that one with their hanger earlier?
I mean, perhaps they massaged the whistle, so to speak, of Matt Laveau, but they did not earn anything.
That's so good, Logan. 7-7, 1 point to the side.
Well, the energy of the stadium has just changed as we approach the side switch here at 7-7. Some gentlemen who apparently have been to Michael's this morning have filtered in.
Who's Michael, the 6th member of the squad?
Well, we know they haven't been to Hobby Lobby because it's a Sunday.
Yeah, 1-1-1.
Bradford, good high pass. And chipping, that has not been his game the last few days. Cory, right behind that one. Double block is good. How about that? A unicorn sighting here in Long Beach. Cameron Irwin off the double block. Where are you?
Well, this is hysterical because I was just about to talk about the defense of Hagen Smith. I did not expect that it would be coming at a blocking phase of the game. And actually, we caught up with him in advance of this season, asked him what he's focusing on as a defender. He said he wants to find a little bit quieter feet, stop dancing around as much and trust his speed. He likes to kind of fake and juke from time to time, but he needs to clean up in terms of his timing. And he also talked about making sure that he stays steady, patient in the pocket, and trusting that blocker in front of him. But guys, I don't know. Maybe he just needs to become the blocker in front of him.
I'm not sure. The double block is a good long-term strategy.
Not long-term, yeah. Work on his footwork and closing the seam on the block.
Got the double block and all the energy that goes with it. But the side switch here finds us still with a tight first set. Cory, good read. He'll get the set from Bradford. Will find the sand for a 1-point lead. LA has been very good in first sets. They're 3-2. The rest of the match, they've struggled to find that consistency Cameron's talking about. They're 1-6 in sets 2 and 3.
And I feel like that's a situation Logan needs to stay a little bit more aggressive offensively.
Bradford covers that line, but not enough. I think he was playing for a touch.
Yes, it is.
there.
He came down.
Yeah.
It's the exact same.
I don't like this.
You don't like this energy that Evan Cory has?
Well,
for the
it's
referees?
distracting, right? I mean, we
Okay.
talk about them needing to be consistent when you're bleeding energy into spots like dealing with the ref rather than doing what you need to do on your side of the net. You're not helping your cause.
8 ties, 3 lead changes so far here in frame number 1. Cory blast down through.
10-9.
This young side will default to power, it seems.
As they should,
Yeah.
I think. You know, I don't think their game is rolling the ball around. We saw Bradford ease up and get his shot picked up. I mean, that's touched by both LA launch and still equals a kill for Evan Cory. So stay aggressive out there. You're flying high, you have great arms, great range. Utilize those skills that you have, those attributes.
That's Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn with the Bill Walton advice. Stay aggressive, young man.
That's a very good theme. I don't know how much Bill Walton and I would agree on an approach to life, but we certainly agree on that.
Yeah, not much of anything, really. We'll see if you and Luke are more simpatico. A blast there with some reduced wind from this morning. It's been a little overcast most of the day here in Long Beach as we fade toward the late afternoon. We've had anything from rain to a little bit of sun now to less wind. Pretty neutral sight here in Alamitos Beach.
Kevin doubling his Dallas Reigns.
Yeah, he's shredded. Dude is ripped. Oh, there's a jump set wide open. And he was there in net.
Yeah.
I think the LA launch won a net call here. They're not going to get a net call. I did not see anything in real time, Rich. Did you?
It did not look like he got the net, but I thought maybe he touched the ball on the opposite side of the net. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was, ooh, maybe at the bottom. Take a look at the very end. Does a great job somehow avoiding the ball. Yeah, it doesn't look like it moves.
No.
Extremely physical athlete and contortionist, Derek Bradford.
Well, there's a great look by our crew at how high Derek Bradford is up above the net. He's chest over. Weber outside, not a ball space against the big man.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a misstep there from Hagen, kind of backing into the court. I think you need to recognize that you put your partner in a position out wide of the antenna where he doesn't have much space other than that to go to. You got to be ready to cover.
12-10 timeout called by LA. Little stretch move here from Brooklyn. LA was up early 3-1, and I Heart BDD guys have arrived. It appears we have a dual message. I saw a couple of C's there on the back. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe we'll find out later when they get themselves sorted.
I like to play a little guessing game called If You Know Kevin Barnett, guess which one of those kids is related to him.
Next time we show him, you can play that game. Mark Sherman asked me yesterday if I know those guys. Yeah. I said, I know all those guys. The answer to that is, who are 5 guys that have been in my kitchen before?
Yeah.
That's my fault.
Yeah, the flash mob planning went on in your kitchen.
Those with a sharp eye will know as Eric Baranek there coaching. So we are here in Long Beach. Lots of tanker traffic happening. All kinds of oil production, as well as the Port of LA, the Port of Long Beach here in week 5. Our stop. You see Dallas getting ready for their matchup next on the outer court there, getting some reps. Miles Partain putting one away. As our broadcast position in this beautiful spot here in Long Beach has been our home for the weekend. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage.
We would consider Baranek one of the more active coaches in the AVP League, I think.
Yeah. If they're paying him by the word, that's going to be a steep bill. A little bump cut. Yeah, kill off the block. Smartly done. A lot of pace on both sides during that rally.
Yeah, good control, good communication and transition there for LA. And you love it when you're dialed in offensively, and the second it hits the block, you give him a little got him.
It's a good South Bay versus Santa Monica rivalry if you go Derek Bradford versus Hagen Smith. Another high flying attack, and the boys are excited.
There they go. Have a guess. That's exactly why I feel like the Blaze should never really back off that aggressive approach, because Logan makes a great move realistically on that block, and there's basically nothing he can do about that.
Yeah, on this kind of sand, Brooklyn is undefeated in warm-ups, and so far undefeated, having won yesterday. Trying to put the first set to bed. There's a touch.
To stay within one, it is 12-13.
LA hanging tight.
Back to serve, Logan Weber.
Good news for LA is they're hitting 385. Yesterday they were almost at 0. Better start. Cory, another long set. Line this time. Listening to his partner, Derek Bradford, gets Brooklyn to a set point.
Yeah, that was interesting kind of defensive setup from LA. Hagen was camped in the angle, and Logan appeared to be almost blocking seam angle as well. Derek spotting it nicely.
For the set, Cory slices it off, and it's just wide. So these are the moments where Brooklyn previously has let up a little bit. They've had extra time, extra sets because of these moments where they could close it or not.
Yeah, there's no room here for letting up off the accelerator. Good pass, even marginal pass. Make sure we're approaching this ball prepared to tee off.
How aggressive will Cory be? There is the answer. 15-13 in set number 1. Brooklyn over LA. The energy, the crowd, and the score in favor of the men in blue.
Championship. Just take a look at this iconic field.
I'm ready. Are you ready? We have a huge crowd, overflow capacity. Cameron, a lot of players and people have been waiting for this moment in this place.
Ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now.
AVP Beach Volleyball is more than a sport. It's an experience. And for just $59 a year, AVP Gold membership gives you all access. Ticket discounts all season, early access to seats, compete in AVP events, and big savings on pro gear. Get in the game and experience everything the AVP has to offer. Get your Gold membership today at avp.com.
You hit it on the first shot?
Welcome back to Long Beach. Joining me now, well, it's the better Barnett. This is Reese Barnett, a part of the Derek Bradford fan club, and you are also best friends with this guy. How did this come to life, and how much training do we have to be a part of this fan club?
Well, you know, I listened to the broadcast back yesterday, and I heard Rich say that the entrance fee's probably a few cocktails, and that might be along the right lines, you know? We come out here to support our guy at his hometown event, and we're here to have a good time.
Now, you also get a chance to be out on the court with him. You play a couple four-man events. I mean, how much of your training is showing up alongside Derek's game?
Well, normally my job is to show Derek how to hit the ball hard, because, you know, doubles, there's a lot of shots, and I don't like shooting the ball. So we get out and play four-man, we make a rule, you're not allowed to shoot the ball. You're only allowed to hit the ball hard.
All right, well, your dad's in the broadcast booth. Anything you want to say to him?
I'm definitely the better one.
It's a bold
All
claim.
right, well, there's
claim.
one more thing, guys. I know there is some stuff on the back of the, what is this? I Love BDD, the Derek, big dog Derek, by the way. What's on the backside?
Well, we got Big Cat Cory. You know, it's a good partnership, dog and cat working together. We're getting out here and we're making it happen.
Usually those two things don't go hand in hand, but in this case they do. Thanks, Reese. Kev, Rich.
Let's go!
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Yeah, I like that there's a consistency in ego and offensive approach in the Barnett household.
Yeah, caveman volleyball all around. It's actually been good fun to have him out here supporting his friend. My other son's working for the crew here, the TV crew. Max Barnett's been doing good work, making sure everything's in shape. The AVP League is a family affair in some cases. For instance, for Evan Cory, who hits that one. His wife Savvy, of course, came in and played a pivotal role in Las Vegas. And the Palm Beach Passion getting 2 wins.
Now the Reese Barnett and crew displeased with that set from Hagen Smith.
No, you got Gino Vigiano out there, Travis Hanneman, a number of guys who spent a lot of time on the beach with these dudes.
Gino Vigiano, what's his heritage?
Pastoral.
Yeah.
Behind. Instead, that ball is long. Didn't get over the top of it. Cory, and it's 2-1 LA here in set number 2. Brooklyn hit 786 in that first set. 12 kills, 1 error. And then to Bradford. Beautiful stab by Cory, up in transition, and the heat just keeps coming on if you're Brooklyn.
That's it? Are you kidding me? After that
Rich, you want them to stay aggressive? They are staying in that space.
They're staying aggressive, yeah. LA's starting to get some touches. That's the first really stop, quote unquote stop that we've seen on Derek Bradford. Some good handwork up there from Logan Weber. Let's see if it continues.
Right to Weber. Cory glancing into the angle, can't handle it. We're gonna have to get some bobby pins or something for Derek Bradford in that hat. It will not stay on his head, and that ball will not stay up out of the sand.
Something we haven't seen much of yet this afternoon for LA, and something they would like to pick up a little bit is that service pressure, particularly out of Hagen Smith. We know what a weapon that is and what a necessity it is for LA.
Yeah, that's been a key part of LA's success last year and this. They continue to work on Weber. A little show and take there with the win. The joust into the net. Smith with a dig. And the soft one to the corner.
It's kind of interesting because usually Hagen Smith is kind of spearheading the crowd interactions, but with Evan Cory really leading the way on that front, he's a little more subdued. Now that was a great look at the joust. When those guys are that high above the net, they can really push back and forth with one another for a long, long time.
No aces yet in this match for either side. That'll change now.
Hagen picking it up a little bit as well, yeah. Still early. But let's, just kind of keep in the back of our minds a lot of the energy that gets expended towards the crowd, towards the ref, towards anything other than sort of the task at hand for the Brooklyn Blaze, and see if that impacts them negatively at all.
Line the call. That one kind of slapped middle. Bradford puts it through, and it stays close here in set number 2. Interesting swing here, Rich.
Yeah, I like it though. Reaching high, maybe planned on going hard cross court, but saw Hagen there and just switched it up last minute. It's nice to have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, those are ridiculous numbers there. 32 kills on 42 swings on the entire weekend here for Bradford.
That is over 750 if you're
If you're mathing at home.
Yeah, it's 31 out of 42.
Hagen Smith had 2 aces yesterday. Match before 0 aces. That is an uncommon occurrence. Has yet to pick up one here. Come on, hybrid. Bradford steps in. He'll cover himself. 2 good defensive efforts from LA. Cory with a nice read. Smith, clean chance, head of steam. LA for the point.
And the strut walk-off. Kev, that is a perfect example to me right there of the patience that you were referencing a little bit earlier on the side of the Brooklyn Blaze. Just a little bit impatient, trying to close that rally out a little bit quicker than the situation dictated.
A little 4-1 run here for LA, keyed by that attack there from LA.
I like what Hagen's doing with this serve. He hasn't quite found the really solid rhythm with the hard jumper. So he's just trying to kind of work his way in, going hybrid. Let's see if he starts to slowly pick up the pace from the baseline.
And with what little wind we have, it's behind his current position. When they take the side change, if they're able to score 8 here, all of a sudden he'll have a little buffer in his face. Timeout, Brooklyn. Take a look at the remaining schedule for this progressive AVP League season. We're going to be in Central Park next weekend. Can't wait for that daytime affair this year. Should be a lot of fun. We'll then stay in the New York state of mind up in East Hampton. It's a little bit of a drive, but it sure is beautiful and fantastic. An idyllic event there along the edges of the Atlantic Ocean and some attached bodies of water. Then we'll be in Dallas inside before we head to Chicago for the championship. Boy, Chicago showed up last year. That atmosphere was electric to finish summer.
Yeah, Chicago's always amazing. Excited about Central Park next week. Forget about it.
Got a lot of good activities planned, and with it being a day match, the evening should be a lot of fun in New York City. I've heard it's a good time. Hagen Smith back to the line here. His team with the lead, looking for the side change. They'll work on Bradford, who will go to the line this time, softly over the top, 7-5.
Yeah, interesting that LA are going after Bradford. I think maybe they feel as though they can kind of line him up. They know what to expect. They're doing a nice job of kind of switching it up there with the soft shot over the top.
Both the big men getting most of the action here. Scoop. Passed over there for Smith to collect it. That will be the side change at 8-5.
We'll switch sides and play on. We switch sides. We keep a round of applause going as well. Long Beach, these 4 guys.
Yeah, pretty good positioning there from having a lot of pace on that swing from Weber, though, and he can't quite keep it on his side of the net.
Smith and Weber, their best offensive output in a number of matches, now at 600 in this set.
No.
Yes, on the call, and that one is wide. Another point for LA. They've already used their timeout. Brooklyn with not a lot of ways to slow this down, Cameron Irwin.
Yeah, and I actually caught up with Eric Baranek, who is in the box for the Brooklyn Blaze. I asked him about the conversation at the 8-point switch mark. He told me they need to avoid riding the highs and lows, the emotions of the crowd, as well as this match. He also talked about a couple bad decisions they took on some swings right at the direction of Hagen as they escape him there. But they also said, you know what, sometimes you think you got to switch it up and try and go away from swinging hard. He goes, but if you're hitting the 12-foot line, just swing away.
Yeah, just swing away. That's a good plan. I think that was from an M. Night Shyamalan movie, if I'm remembering correctly. That one's not coming down anytime soon. Not a lot to cheer about for the boys here, 10-6.
Sometimes you just got to collectively take a knee, ride it out.
They're waiting for their moment. LA trying to hold them off. There's a tough serve and the first ace of the match.
Hagen with the
Hagen
for 11-6.
This has been a consistent weapon in his time in Progressive AVP League.
Yeah, like we talked about, he kind of eased his way into it. You made the great call that they're switching to the better of the two sides, where he's got a little bit of wind aid, and he took advantage of it there.
Cranked over it again, and that's 2 in a row. No, nearly. It results in another point.
We check the spot. That is.
We would file that play also under impatience, right? That is not a situation where you need to be looking for a kill. Just keep the ball alive, extend the rally, trust your defense there.
(12-6). 7-2 the run. Trying to get off the deck. They won't do it there. Cory. To Bradford, who finds enough of an angle to get that to carry him out of bounds.
That was a little bit of a late move into kind of the seam angle from Logan Webber. He still almost got it.
Oh, there's life in the crowd. And that's not going to do it. This set is all but lost here for Brooklyn. So how do you manage this, coach, or if you were playing right now for Brooklyn when you're trailing 13-7, looking at a third set?
Yeah, I think if we go back to Cam's report on what Coach Baranek had to say, you know, avoid riding those highs and lows. We need to steady out just a little bit, get back to what was successful for us in the first, which is staying aggressive, right? They've eased up off the throttle a little bit here, it seems like, in the second. That's a really nice play defensively here from LA. Great control there on that second contact from Hagen.
Tempo and communication gets us to a set point. Second set point on the way off of that missed serve.
I'd also say forget the external noise.
Okay.
Don't worry about talking to your boys. It's great that they're here and they're cheering for you. Let them do their thing. Let them prop you up kind of on the outside. But you don't need to engage with them every time you have a successful play. Just handle your business on the court.
Net violation against LA. A little momentum here for Brooklyn. Third set point for LA. Not in danger of losing the frame. Worst loss they've suffered this year in a set was 15-6. That is Brooklyn. They lost in Aspen to New York in that second set, 15-6. So they're not going to come close to that again. They've had a lot of close sets throughout. This one solidly in LA's court if they can finish. There it is.
That's a good aggressive cut there from a pretty compromised position for Hagen Smith, and that closes it out. Set number 2. We will see the decider and which team will kind of dial in and be the most consistent.
15-9 is the final in set number 2. LA bringing their typical mix of service pressure and Logan Webber being big at the net, along with exciting big attacks from our own Fabio Hagen Smith. We are tied at a set apiece. The third and final frame will decide this match when we return to Long Beach.
Each of our 8 teams fighting for that singular championship. Just take a look at this iconic field.
Are you ready? We have a huge crowd, overflow capacity. Kim, a lot of players and people have been waiting for this moment in this place.
Ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now.
AVP Beach Volleyball is more than a sport. It's an experience. And for just $59 a year, AVP Gold membership gives you all access. Ticket discounts all season, early access to seats, compete in AVP events, and big savings on pro gear. Get in the game and experience everything the AVP has to offer. Get your Gold membership today at avp.com.
Get yourself an AVP Gold membership and you could end up on our stadium court, where right now Kelly Chang and Troy Field are taking on all comers. All the fans getting a chance to play against the pros, as the pros have been playing against one another. Set 1 to set 2, a bright contrast, Rich Lamb.
Yeah, absolutely. 786 knocked down to 250 is enormous for Brooklyn, and they need to figure out a way to get, not necessarily all the way back to 780. Those are astronomically good numbers, but it needs to be better than 250, and they need to find a way to stop the tough serving of LA. Hagen Smith starting to find a little bit of a rhythm.
Yeah, 2 aces, 3 errors. You'll take the return on that. Both those aces coming in the second set. So we head to a third and decisive frame here for both sides. This is hugely important as they try and qualify in the top 6 to make the Chicago playoff. Brooklyn comes in with a record of 2-3. And they have made a habit of going 3 sets. 5 of their 6 matches now have gone the distance. On the other side for LA, they're 1-4. They have to have this one in my mind. They get San Diego next, then they get Field and Wilcox. That'll be week 8 in Dallas for LA, so they'll know what they have to do, but they could easily be out of it by then without a victory here in this set.
Yeah, indeed. Not the position you want to be in, and I feel like this is LA's for the taking, but how can Brooklyn respond?
We saw LA respond in the second. And they start here with an easy side out. Cameron has more on LA.
Actually, on the other side, for Brooklyn, I had a chance to listen in to the huddle, and the conversation stemmed around a couple key identifiers. First and foremost, they want to be able to be more aggressive from the service line, focusing on their toss, specifically saying it doesn't matter what side of the net we're on, good side or bad side, though the wind has died down, that they want to be able to throw that ball well out in front as another point goes on that side. But they also talked about maybe not forcing the option as much. That came from Derek Bradford, feeling like, hey, maybe we're trying to sneak and get a little too tight in some of those moments, guys.
Yeah, I think, Richie, back to where you were talking about why they're serving Bradford, keep him out of the option, perhaps.
Well, yeah, sometimes it's the devil you know, so to speak, right? You can expect that he's going to hit the third contact if he gets the serve, and here's a look at it. You'll take that sometimes rather than playing a guessing game as to whether he's going to hit the option or not. It's just a tremendously good swing, kind of fall away hard angle.
Yeah, nasty angles being issued yesterday by Derek Bradford. He's only been playing this game about 5 years now. Started during COVID with his dad. The only thing open was a sand court near his home in Simi Valley at the time, now residing in Redondo Beach. As that one is dropped down the line. There's some chatter back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of the risk you run, right? When you play an emotional game, you play a chirpy type of a game. It's great when things are going your way, but it can swing the other way when they're not.
One was the call, that's the high ball, and that is victorious. Again. So a couple shots have gone for Bradford and Brooklyn.
It'll be interesting to see if LA stick with that short serving tactic in spots against Bradford, trying to neutralize his immense physicality.
Cory snaps it. Oh, the reverse pokey creativity from Smith.
Hagen and T. Krabs, our resident back knuckle experts.
What's difficult about that play when you're approaching the net?
Well, I mean, you've got to get underneath the ball, right? Look at the contortionist act he's got to do. He's got to contact that ball perfectly to change direction while it's spinning. It's an extremely high degree of difficulty.
You saw the numbers there. Hagen Smith doing his best Derek Bradford imitation here in Long Beach, now hitting 800.
And he's been a little bit off, hasn't been kind of his A game from the service line. He'd like to ramp that up as they're going to have to switch to the bad side midway through this third.
Logan takes that one all by himself. So both of them excelling offensively here. Hagen Smith, 8 kills, 6 digs, 2 aces.
Yeah, great pass. You could hear the communication too. Hagen saying nobody, which wasn't exactly true. Bradford was making his way up to the net.
Well, you can play games with that too. You just start yelling nobody when the guy's up there.
Right back at you, Derek.
That was the right idea from Weber. You could see him trying to take a huge step to his left and get in that angle. He just didn't quite get off the sand in time to put up any kind of formidable wall. There it is, yeah.
It's basically keep away from Evan Cory. Has just 4 attempts in the entire match. Take that back. 8 attempts in the entire match. 4 attempts in the last set. Bradford now with 25 attempts.
Yeah, and that's where I think you need to see Cory a little bit more neutral in the backcourt. Watch how far to his left he gets. And he's not quite stopped, so he's just kind of in a compromised position in a situation where he's got a chance to clean up a less than crisp play out of LA.
That'll put Smith to the line. He's been targeting cross-court hybrid this time. Bradford steps in, it's too much power.
I like the chorus of "kill him" coming from his boys right there as that ball was in the air. And certainly, if him is the yellow Wilson ball, he obliged.
Bradford to the float. Looking for the tie. Up early, swiping that one down.
And that is an interesting and kind of unbelievable mistake almost from the usually sure-handed Hagen Smith, oversetting that ball.
Yeah, getting there first was Derek Bradford.
That's smart, too, to not trying to push the joust, just wipe it into the court for the winner. Nicely done, Bradford.
Saw Matty Anderson with a similar move earlier today. A joust ball. This one angle home. The blue hat, blue nose.
There may be, Zinka on that Wilson.
Cory's getting a little payback from the universe after he lit up Miles Partain yesterday in a very similar play.
And then when he hit Miles with just right off the top of the dome, right where you want to take a hit. If you're going to take one, the hardest part of your head.
Like a ram, just right there on the forehead, no problem.
Couple steps in, lean, and just fire.
Weber has 1 ace already. Tough pass. Bradford scores.
Yeah, that's a really quality swing there because you could catch Hagen leaning a little bit, thinking maybe something off speed was coming as Bradford had very little, if any, approach. He stayed aggressive, as well he should.
So we'll play to 8, win by 2 here in this 3rd set to decide it. Already 19 kills for Derek Bradford. That is going to add a block there. No. Weber is going to add the block instead.
The mid-air self-coverage from Hagen Smith. Kind of earmarks that one. That was a huge play to take the 1-point advantage into the side change for the LA launch. Have a look. Oh, yeah. The left arm is not only big and flexy, but it is capable.
Now will be Brooklyn on the good side. Wind picking up slightly. It might be shifting around.
Yeah, kind of coming straight across the court. Let's see if Hagen can warm up the serve.
Well, he's adjusted his position. He's gone to the right side now instead of the left. Hitting straight ahead now at Bradford. Soaks it up. His partner has the coverage. And the crossbody winner.
Yeah, that's great coverage there. The Blaze. Keep that alive. That was it looked like it was maybe going to go LA's way, and that would have been kind of dangerous.
Both sides saving points.
Cory's kind of go-to swing across his body there in transition, nicely executed.
That one riding up on Weber. Smith chases it down, staying just inside. Nobody home for that cross kill.
That was a pretty unbelievable play from Hagen Smith to get that ball all the way from our signage at the back of the court up to the top of the net. The only trouble is instinctively and correctly, really, as Logan Weber, you're kind of following your partner. You're not expecting that. He was kind of in the middle ground, able to make some sort of play out of it, but not enough. Look at this, just a change of direction.
Brooklyn leads for the first time since 1-0 in the start of set number 2, and that is quickly erased back to another tie.
Yeah, that is absolutely not how you want to follow up a potentially momentum-shifting rally win.
Weber with the Phil Dahlhauser start. A block would be a Phil finish. Not this time.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if Hagen makes an adjustment here late. If they're going to continue to go at Bradford, maybe kind of give up some of the edges of the court and the hard angle swings and be in position to run down some of those line shots that Bradford has started to work into his offensive approach.
Allow the highlights.
Yeah, we haven't been good at stopping those, you know. You think?
Using the block right through the wickets.
There haven't been a lot of digs on the heavy heat type of swings from Derek Bradford, so play a little bit more for the off speed.
First to 5 takes the match.
First to 5, win by 2 from this 10-10 mark. Here's Smith, going to answer the questions for you, Rich. Little too much heat on it, just long. That thing was moving and moving.
Yeah, it just didn't have a lot of the end over end spin, right? It had that.
It had a little wobble to it.
Yeah, it had a little wobble. It was kind of screwballish. Didn't have enough topspin to bring it down inside the baseline.
That is a ton of kills. It's going to be 43 kills so far for Bradford. He's not done.
Oh, boy.
He'll give it to his partner here. Cory, rare offensive opportunity. Maybe that's why. Logan Weber, but come Phil Dahlhauser. Second block for him, and we are at French fries on the board.
And that's a couple now that Weber has gotten in transition against Cory, and you wonder if that starts to work into the minds of LA, and do they go at him late in this third set?
Yeah, see if you can't get him to pass off the net and negate the option. And then you got Cory attacking.
Yeah, just not sure I understand the approach. I get that you want to sort of neutralize the option, but you've had some good success against Cory and very little against Bradford.
Yeah, Cory's hitting 273 to Bradford's 625. That seems an incentive to go to that strategy you're talking about. They're stuck with Logan Weber here, and finally Bradford gets him.
I don't know if that set was a little bit higher than Logan was expecting, but it didn't seem like he had great rhythm on that swing. Kind of slowed up a little bit, took something off of this. Yeah, you can see him almost jumping backwards a touch.
I wonder if that might be instructive for Bradford, because Weber was so early and therefore late on the attack. Bradford has the appearance of being up late.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we've been asking for, right?
Indeed. So here's the whole crew. These are the guys you want to let berate the ref.
Yes.
If you're Evan Cory and Derek Bradford, you've got to stay on task here. Don't let your attention and your energy bleed away from anything. I mean, that is, you know, they do have a case, to be fair, but
you lead 13-12, and you've been siding out well.
You're 2 points away from the victory here. Don't let your attention be distracted.
League's top server laces one right at Cory. And then he makes the jig. Here comes Hagen.
Nope.
And he can't find the ring.
He does.
Oh, he does. Wow. We're going to have an argument here. No. Covered over. Evan Cory agrees. That one's in, and we are tied.
You gotta be kidding me. 13,
so, Kev, we would obviously call this correlation as opposed to causation, but We're talking about not letting your attention get distracted by the extraneous. And right away, LA leveled the score with a defensive play.
Off a pair of outstanding efforts from Hagen Smith. This one he skips through the tape. Bradford back up. Puts it down. Collision here. Net violation against Brooklyn.
How about that?
A massive turn of events here. 14-13 will be the score. Brooklyn takes the timeout, trailing by 1.
Now, realistically, I didn't love going after Bradford after scoring, but yeah, you can see he just kind of jumps. A little broad jump there as opposed to the straight up and down, and his momentum carries him right into not only the net but the legs of Logan Weber.
Brooklyn again finds themselves in a deuce situation in 3 sets. Very first match of their league career. They lost 15-13 to New York. That was back in Belmar. They would win 15-13 against New York in Aspen. And here they're going to have to side out to stay in the match. They won yesterday, 18-16 in the third.
Well, that was the match of the day yesterday, an absolute battle with Dallas.
Launch are going to have a match point. And the most dangerous server in all the AVP League. Will find himself at the line. LA, the offense has been rising. 6:15 is the high water mark. They start out 4:38 in set number 1.
That does feel as though they've kind of built and built. But they would love to not have to take another swing.
Well, Hagen Smith is feeling thunderstruck right now. AC/DC coursing through his veins. We'll see what he does with it. He delivers down the middle for the win.
Right up the gut, and he tears the shirt off, and he lets your son know about it, Kevin.
Terrible.
That was absolutely fantastic. Out of the timeout, Hagen Smith going absolute ham from the service line.
A 4-0 run to finish, and no better part of it than this. Out of the timeout, AC/DC in the airwaves. And that winner between Brooklyn's outstretched arms.
I mean, that is perfectly placed. There's the shirt tear. I'm already jealous of Cam getting to do the interview next to the shirtless Hagen Smith.
Let's go to Cameron.
Ready
she is
down
next
here,
to
without a doubt. Hagen, we're going to start off with the winning ace. I mean, absolute superb. Did you know you were going middle the whole time, or was it just best ball?
I was trying middle. My dad, like 3-4 serves ago, said start going in the middle, and you know it's easier when someone tells you what to do and you just brain off. And I just hammered it. Thunderstruck too? Are you kidding me? I had to go. I had to.
You know what's funny is that's exactly what Kevin and Rich said. They knew as soon as that came on, you were going to take that. A little bit chippy in this, just in terms of some of the conversations between the refs and also the Brooklyn Blaze. How do you guys keep a level head in some of those moments? Logan?
I thought we did a really good job of like embracing it and interacting with the fans. Derek's crew had some really good heckles, so you just got to like smile and laugh at some point, and it kind of kills them with kindness a little bit. So yeah, I think we went the kill them with kindness route, and it worked well.
Okay, last and final. Do you have to start the pre-rip of the shirt, or is that just straight seam?
Nah, it's straight up. I don't need no help.
All right, well, the LA Launch picking up the win. Kev, back to you.
Finishing on brand, shirt off, 3 aces in the match, including the winner. A comeback performance. 13-15 in the first, didn't bother LA enough. They go 15-9, 15-13 to keep their playoff hopes alive. Somebody get Hagen a new shirt.